Hey, everybody. It is your girl, Miss Motivational Mobile Mindset, Ava Cherie, the Inspire, and I'm coming today to do an unpopular opinion vlog. And I wanted to preface it with the vlog post and quote, "Stop showing up and inserting yourself in mess. Instead, learn how to show up to relieve stress." Okay. This derived from countless conversations that's ongoing. I don't know if for some of you, but for me, whether you're coaching or you're having personal conversations or you're at work, sidebars. For me, what keeps reoccurring and people come to me and think it's a problem for them is other folks' mess. They get riled up and some people even pay for counseling and they don't even realize, they don't even know how to take time for themselves to focus on healing, reestablish goals, or whatever the case may be. Some people bring all these other entities and parties and conversations and mess into their own sessions, into their own personal time to get better, and it's amazing because I govern myself a certain way because I'm straight up off the cuff. As I've gotten wiser and older, I take my time to get to things sometimes because I want to be more delicate and considerate of the person's state of mind and feelings. But ultimately, I'm saying the same thing, right? When someone is talking to me, have hired me to, listen and set goals and transform their mindset and address things that they want me to help hold them accountable for, they start to bring up other people and I swear the timeline goes on and on and on to stretch out. The branches start to stretch out into multiple people's situations and scenarios, and I have to cut them off. And that's a healthy boundary for me. I have no issue with doing that because I'm on a time slot too. And you want to allocate your time and dedicate your time and commit time to yourself. So as an accountability partner, especially a servant leader, I have to redirect conversations quite often. And why or how I do it sometimes is abrupt. I can be listening to the most serious conversation for that person, right? I'm talking about they feel like this situation that's attached to them is the demise of them. And I have to tell them, I'm not interested, nor am I accountable to the people that you're talking about. I'm not invested in their issues and what they did to you and the next person and the next. Then now I'm consuming my mind and my power and my energy and my space into trying to figure out the multiple layers of other folks when you're calling to get support for you. You're calling or contacting me to hold yourself accountable on how not to weigh yourself down and be burdened with other people's multiple issues and how those issues have offset your trajectory and also how those issues have impacted your life. So my goals are not easy. People assume that it's just talking or it's just therapy or it's just this, but it takes unique individuals to do unique things. And each of us have uniqueness within us. So a lot of time clients would be like, "Oh, Miss A, dang, I understand you don't want to hear about that, but that leads to why I'm feeling like this." No, it doesn't. What it says to me is you don't know how to separate inserting someone else's mess and importing it into how it makes you feel. And you have told yourself that because you have showed up to listen to and insert yourself, that now this has somehow become your stuff. And your underlying issue is the need to be busy. That you probably don't feel as if you have nothing going on with yourself. Because if you're busy doing you and paying attention to you, when things negatively affect you where you have to pay someone and or seek services to help you get out of that web, my focus when you call me is to focus on why you allowed yourself to be woven into that web, why you felt the need to insert yourself to carry something of confusion, to carry chaos, to carry discord, gossip, tea, whatever. It's a mess. So I have to look at it with my professional level and wisdom to know that what you're telling me shouldn't even affect you. So I have to stop you and hold you accountable, letting your door be wide open for anything. And I don't apologize for how I deliver because it's not disrespectful. When I say in my accountability card game, commercials and whatever else I do, as a servant leader, I will never dissect you and cut you down and leave you at the wayside. A lot of people don't have the heart or desire to even start the rebuilding phase in that same session with you. Instead, they feel empowered because they can cut people down, which is a form of abuse, and leave you there and then be like, pay me another $550 or $200 and whatever amount of dollars and come back next week and I'll help you rebuild. As a ministry in your heart and in your spirit and as your call and as your purpose, as a servant leader, I can't even do that. That is not even an option. It will never come into my spirit to just cut somebody down and step off because I'm on to the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's falsifying who I am and who resides in my heart and what resides in my heart. So for me, I like to spend valuable time focusing on the takeaway that you need to see that is a must do so you won't feel this way again and start to check yourself every time you want to insert yourself in something that is very clear is mess, a disservice to you. There's no amount of money someone can pay me to call me and tell me about the third and fourth and fifth party mess when my objective, my goal, and my purpose is to assess you. You understand? I tell my clients, my affiliates, listen, if you're going to call and talk about the other people and you're inserting yourself and you're repeatedly coming back and forth to me with the same sets of issues and same kinds of issues, I advise them to bring those third, fourth, fifth, and sixth parties with them, and they all pay me individually, and we will have group counseling. Because what we're not doing is spending your valuable time and hard-earned money or my time, even if I'm donating myself as a service, to other folks that don't care about staying in mess. Those forms of accountability are subtle. A lot of people don't value real people in your life that's going to tell you, hey, I'm not interested in. They are no concern to me because they don't even want help. They're not in the action of seeking help. What we're not going to ever do on my watch is talk about people that's not even coming and showing up for themselves. My devotion is to the person that wants change, to transform their mindset, to heal. Coaching is an actionable step. Coaching is devising a strategy and a plan to get to the goal, get to the benchmark, win. That's why everything is that I do is contributed to Wounds to Wins, The Price of Evolution, I Have and Have Not card game deck. Those things hold value. My words are my gifts. They hold value. They are going to pique the interest of those who are in that phase of life that they want these types of chains and cycles to end and they want to win. So I don't apologize for being authentically myself. And no one has asked me to. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is when you call me and I say something like, I'm not interested in who you're talking about, I give it like a good minute. Somebody could be talking about a story and I'll be like, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm not accountable to them. I'm accountable to you. My efforts, my strives, my prayers are committed to you so that you can see how to deal with who you choose to. Because if it's that valuable to you to bring their mess into your stuff to get your healing, then you need to bring them in and I will invoice them as well. Okay? It's just as simple as that. Spend time specializing in you. And if you are showing up for repeated mess somewhere else and you see it going on all the time, don't call and complain. Don't internalize it and say, oh, I'm so stressed out from other people's stress. Learn how to relieve that stress. And that's a part of accountability. Pick up a card game. You can look at it and say, I have and have not done these things. It's growth. It's subtle. It's brief. It's not time consuming. Everyone has time to show up for mess, but no one has the time to adequately relieve the stress. Okay? This is your girl, Miss Motivational Moga Mindset, Ava Cherie, the Inspired. God's love and God's peace to you all.